What's up, YouTube? This is Todd Smith, and I'm back with another video. This is actually my first in a series called Todd's Music Tips, which I'm going to break down various tips, recommendations, whether it be on music in general, how to make music, gear itself, choosing gear, and various things. Obviously, as if you follow my channel, or if you're new and you see behind me, I really specialize in synthesizers, keyboards, drum machines, electronic music, things of that nature. So I figured, what's the best topic to start on a first video like this? Maybe what would be best for as a first synthesizer. I see that question all the time. People asking, what should I get as my first synth? I'm just now going from software into hardware, various things. My information on, out of everything I own in here, if I wanted a first synth ever, which one would I choose? Here we go. Before I start, everyone's going to give you a different starting synth, what they think is the best. I'm going to go through what I have and give you my opinion on my current gear, what I would recommend to you as a first starter synth. Now, I started off with the microKORG because the microKORG is a general recommendation by a lot of people as a starting synth. And it's a contender because it's great. It sounds amazing. For $500, it's powerful. It also has keys, which is great for a starting synth. And because of all those things, how powerful it can be, the price tag, and the keys, because this goes for about $400 or $500 brand new, this gets recommended as a starting synth a lot. I would argue against the microKORG being a good starting synth, and the reason why I'd argue against this is purely in the fact of how complex and deep it is. I know that the reason why it's so powerful and the reason why I can get such great sounds out of it is because there's so much under the hood here. And if I didn't understand synthesis itself and you just gave this to me, I would not be able to pull off the sounds that I'm able to pull off now. I would actually probably be more confused on synthesis itself because of the layout of the microKORG, and I don't think the microKORG is great for a starter. I do believe that the microKORG is actually better for somebody who's been into synthesis for a while, and it's a bad recommendation for somebody as a first synthesizer if you don't understand synthesis itself. If you are deep into synthesis from, let's say, VST, and you know synthesis inside and out, and you know all the terms, you know what this does, you know what that does, then the microKORG might be a little bit more up your road. But if you are completely new to synthesis and you know nothing, it might be a mistake getting the microKORG because it might be a little above your head. Another common referral is, of course, another Korg. Korg gets a lot of referrals as first synths because they have a lot of stuff that's in the budget range. In the monologue and the mini-log get a lot of referrals too, and they make more sense to me than the microKORG because there's less menu diving, you have everything up front here, you have your keys already on the machine, and because of that, there is some menu diving within here, but it's very limited compared to the microKORG, and it makes more sense to me if you were stepping into the game to grab a mini-log or a monologue because of the direct interface over the microKORG, and purely because of that alone, it's going to make learning synthesis that much easier. That all said, I still would not recommend this as my piece to somebody who was getting into synthesis day one and didn't know anything. Definitely a step up from the microKORG and definitely a good choice, but not my recommendation. And here we have the Roland Boutiques. Surprisingly, one of these would be what I recommend to somebody brand new to synthesis and doesn't know anything. And it would be the JU06. And the reason why I would recommend a JU06 to somebody who knows nothing about synthesis and as a first synthesizer over anything else is if you can get your hands on it, because the simplicity of the layout, it is so simple. And I think that is the reason why the Juno captured the hearts of so many people is because it was so simple, but can do so amazing things. And its simplicity is, to me, absolutely perfect to learn synthesis on. You can't get any better. Everything, when it comes down to the actual learning of the synthesis itself, is right here in front of you, no menu, and it's very easy, and it's set up to the point where you can translate it to almost everything else you go to. And I would almost recommend trying to track down a JU06 with maybe a little MIDI keyboard. You don't even need a big one when you're starting out learning these things. And this little thing will teach you so much about synthesis within a month if you just sit down and play with it, just because of the simplicity of the layout. This thing can do everything from really fat end basses to morphing synth leads. The fact that you can have your sub on a slider and also change your octave range allows huge changes in your shifting in a sequence just on the fly. You can create amazingly smooth results. This is the piece I would recommend to somebody who has never ever owned a hardware synth and doesn't know anything about synthesizers. That is just my recommendation off what I own. Novation is a company that I don't own currently that does some more amazing products that are priced low that could get you in the door, compete with Korg and Roland 2 that you might want to check out. But I was pretty safe to say that I doubt I would recommend any of the Novation products over the JUS6 just because there's nothing that simple. I mean, it's so simple. It's ridiculous, but it's so powerful. So that's Todd's music tip. For a synthesizer, never done anything, JUS6, find one you used, get it nice. People sometimes drop them out, connected to a little small MIDI controller, just learn synthesis. Spend months on that thing. You'll learn more than enough that you need to know, so when you jump onto a bigger piece, you're going to apply everything that you learned from the JU6 to that, and you won't be nearly as lost. And it'll be your first step into the synthesizer world, and you're going to thank me. And if you guys have any recommendations on what you think the best first synthesizer is, drop in the comments below, because, I'm just one person. I got one opinion. Who am I? Well, next time, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you like this type of stuff. There's a lot more type of tips coming. I'm going to branch out beyond synthesizers. I kind of want to have tips on general recording, music itself. And if you like that type of stuff, subscribe. So thank you very much, YouTube, and have a great day.